Hi, everybody. We're going to be talking about kitchens today. Three things that we're going to cover is kitchen planning, kitchen layouts, and the working triangle or the work triangle for kitchens. Kitchens is the hub of the home. It's where you do a lot of tasks, a lot of things, cooking, homework, gathering, games, conversation. At least that's what happens in my kitchen. So it's important to have a well working kitchen, also efficient. So we're going to talk about some of those things. So as you're planning kitchens, this can be like maybe a remodel, new construction, things like that. Where should your kitchen be in relation to the eating area? We've talked about the service areas being your kitchen being close to your dining areas. This can be a formal dining area or a eat-in dining, breakfast nooks. Even you can eat like outdoors. So you need to consider as where is your kitchen in relation to the eating area, and it should be close to that. Do you want a kitchen for cooking only or a family room where the children can play? So depending on lifestyles, we've talked about how different lifestyles require different things. So if you're a kitchen that want a kitchen that is cooking only, you would maybe want a closed concept area, or say you want to have interaction with people that would be eating, or maybe children doing homework that you can help, kind of multitasking, that you're going to have an open concept kitchen that can be opened to a dining area, family room, things like that. Then you have to think of what sort of cook are you? So do you cook for yourself? Are you the only one at home? Maybe you're an experienced cook that you don't really like to cook or don't know how to cook. Maybe you're a cook that's a gourmet cook that you liked to cook large meals, entertain, cook for a lot of people, things like that. So consider that's going to be the type of appliances, how much workspace you need. Then you think of how many people do you usually cook for? Do you entertain a lot? Do you have a large family? Maybe you have a small family, or like you're cooking for yourself. So how much space do you need? And how often do you grocery shop? Do you try and grocery shop once a week? Maybe you do go to the grocery store every day. Maybe you only go to the grocery store every 2 weeks. So how much storage space do you need for groceries? Sometimes kitchens have two refrigerators. Do you need a large pantry? Maybe you don't need that many cupboards, things like that. So think about how much storage space that you need. Also, one thing to consider, right now, a lot of kitchens are trending in open shelving. That means that they don't have cupboards like doors on them, so they just have shelves that are open. Some things to think about is, do you have clean air? Do you live somewhere where there's a lot of dust or dirt that can settle onto dishes or things that you're going to have on that open shelving? Or would you prefer to have cupboards, to maybe even close off things that you don't like to show things that are in your kitchen? Or do you like to have the open concept with no cupboards? So something you can kind of consider as you're planning your kitchen. Some things that maybe you are have an existing house or floor plan, that as you're looking at floor plan that you want to consider. Something like kitchen should be close to the garage. We talked about service areas that as you bring your groceries in, you don't want to walk far. Because if you're like me, I take all the groceries that I can and see how much I can, because I don't want to make like 4 trips. So I load up all of my bags on my arms and then I carry them into the kitchen. So with all those bags, I don't want to walk very far into my kitchen. So make sure that your kitchen's close to your garage. Then is there an entrance out to the outside living area? So say you have a barbecue or you have a lot of outdoor eating, or entertainment, things like that. So is it easily accessible from that outdoor area to the kitchen? Also, is there a traffic pattern through the middle of the kitchen? So we're going to talk about some different layouts of kitchen, but as you're looking at kitchen, is the kitchen area cut in half, maybe say through traffic patterns or things like that? Maybe it doesn't bother you. Maybe it's something that you want to have, that you don't want to have traffic patterns through your kitchen. Then is there an informal eating area within the kitchen area? So this would be things like a breakfast nook or a dining table that would be in that area, or even maybe an island with bar stools or a peninsula with bar stools. That if you would like to have that, or maybe you don't want to have that. So let's look at some floor plans with the kitchens. So this floor plan, you see the kitchen is right here. There's no traffic pattern through the kitchen. These are all solid walls. The dining area is close to the kitchen. We also have a peninsula with eating area. Here are double doors, French doors to the outside of the like patio or outdoor eating area, things like that. It's not too far from the garage to the kitchen. But something to consider is it is a little bit far away from the garage. Some would be a little bit closer, so not too bad. Okay, let's look at this kitchen. So here is the entry area right here. To this kitchen, we do have an access area. So something to think about is that we do have traffic pattern that could go through this kitchen, but it looks like that you could close it off maybe and still have traffic patterns from this area of the house to this area of the house. It could go through the dining room, but it does have a traffic pattern through it. It also is close to the covered patio outdoor area and close to this dining room too. Here is something to think about. Here's the garage over here. I have to go through this area here, walk through the great room, into the dining area, and into the kitchen. So it's a little bit long walk to your kitchen from your garage. So that may be something that you want to consider. All right, let's look at this kitchen. So this kitchen is over here on this floor plan. No traffic pattern because these are all solid walls right here. Close to the dining area. Here's the patio, so that is good access to here, outside area. But I want you to look at this garage area. So here's the garage. You have to go through this door, and then you have to go through this door to open it. And then you have to walk all the way through the great room, into the dining room, and into the kitchen. So that, in my personal opinion, that would be problematic for me. Some people will be like, I don't mind that, but because I load up on my groceries, I don't want to open a door, and then go all the way into the kitchen for me. So something to consider as you are looking at your kitchen layout. Now, there are specific kitchen layouts that you will need to know. So take special note on this one. On these, you'll also make your slides in your portfolio from these kitchen layouts. So first we have is a corridor kitchen. A corridor is basically a hallway. Okay, if you think of a corridor, here we have an opening here and an opening here. So the traffic pattern will go through the kitchen. And also something we're going to talk about in a couple slides is what we call a work triangle. So work triangle is a sink, stove, and refrigerator. And this also determines the kitchen layout as we look at the kitchen triangle. So the kitchen triangle, sink, stove, refrigerator, okay, and we have the hallway that's through here. Corridor kitchen. Here's a picture of a corridor kitchen. Again, here's your stovetop right here, your refrigerator and your sink, and there is one way in and one way out. So this one is a corridor kitchen. Here we have an L-shaped kitchen, refrigerator, sink, and stovetop. That is in an L-shaped right here. Okay, no other appliances or cupboards or any other place. So this would be considered an L-shaped kitchen. Maybe your kitchen is an L-shaped kitchen. Okay, you can't see the refrigerators over here next to the dishwasher. So you have your sink, refrigerator, and then your stovetop over here. So it shapes an L. Okay, here we have a U-shaped kitchen. Again, look at your work triangle, your stovetop, refrigerator, and your sink. And it's shaped as a U. This one probably is the most popular shaped kitchen. It is the most efficient because it has the least amount of steps between your work triangle. You see how small that work triangle is? So here's an example of a U-shaped kitchen. You have your sink, your stovetop, and your refrigerator over here, and it is shaped like a U. Okay, now we have a one-wall kitchen. This one is the least expensive. A lot of times you'll find this in small spaces because it's efficient. Work triangle is going to be all on one wall where you have your refrigerator, sink, and your stovetop all on one wall. Least expensive because you don't have a lot of counter space, cupboards that you have to pay for. So here's an example of a one-wall kitchen, refrigerator, sink, and your stovetop all on one wall. Then we have an island. So island can have an appliance in the workspace, or it can just have a standalone island. So this picture has one of the work triangles. Here's your stovetop in an island. So this, because the appliance is found in here, your work triangle is considered a part of that. So an island kitchen can have an appliance, or it can just be a standalone island. Okay, so this picture has no appliances in the island, but because it has an island, obviously it's considered an island. But if you look at this kitchen, the work triangle, sink, stovetop, and refrigerator. So if you took this middle part out, it would be considered a U-shaped kitchen. Okay, now we have what we call a peninsula. So a peninsula is just what it is, a peninsula attached to like the main area of the kitchen, right? Like the main inland or land. And it just juts out of the part of the kitchen. Usually we'll have some function as an eating area. It will have stools, chairs, things like that for your peninsula kitchen. Here's a picture of that. Okay, this is a U-shaped kitchen, but because it's attached, see how the countertop is attached, it's considered a peninsula kitchen. So we're going to do a layout review. So I'm going to show you a picture and you tell me what kitchen layout it is. Okay, look at your work triangle. Hopefully you said this is a U-shaped kitchen, refrigerator, sink, and stovetop, and shaped like a U. Okay, make sure you look at all components. This one is a what? Peninsula. Because of this eating area right here, it is considered a peninsula kitchen. Okay, which floor plan is this one? This one is an L-shaped. Look at your work triangle. You have your refrigerator, sink, and your stovetop here, shaped in an L. Okay, floor plan. This one is a corridor kitchen. You have an opening here and an opening here, so your traffic pattern goes through the kitchen and your work triangle right here. So let's talk a little bit about a work triangle. So in planning a good layout for your kitchen, you need to have and consider a work triangle. The work triangle is from the center of the sink, center of the cooktop or range, to the center of the refrigerator. So that's considered your work triangle. You want to have your work triangle between 12 and 26 feet in length. So that would be this area and this area and this area added all together. No more than 26, usually 12 feet would be a good measurement, okay? Now with your work triangle, it helps the efficiency in the kitchen because these are the most used appliances. You're getting things out of the refrigerator, putting things away. Okay, your cooktop is used more often than your double ovens or an oven. And then your sink is used a lot. So that's why we consider this the work triangle. Again, the appliances that are found in your work triangle range It can have an oven with it, but if it's just a standalone cooktop, sometimes your ovens can be in the wall like a double oven. So it's going to be your cooktop, okay, what you see right here, your refrigerator and your sink. So you want to have a well-designed kitchen, functional, efficient, as you're working in there. Some of the things that you want to consider to have adequate amounts of storage. Maybe you have, depending on the type of cook that you are, maybe you have a lot of small appliances. You want to have some food storage, storage for plates, cups, knives, things like that, that you want to make sure that you have enough storage for your needs. Also lighting. We talked about lighting our first unit. I think it was our first unit. We have task lighting. We have general lighting, ambient lighting. You want to make sure that you have plenty of lighting in the kitchen because of the things that you do in your kitchen, okay? Like we said, there's a lot of things going on in the kitchen, but when you're making something, you want to make sure that you have maybe some under counter lighting that will light up your countertops, give you good lighting. Also, for sure, overhead lighting, you want to make sure that you have adequate enough lighting. Also, counter space. This is going to be having enough prep area for you to make something, prepare something, do your cutting. A lot of times there's multiple people in your kitchen, and you want to make sure that you have enough counter space for your needs. And also the work triangle. We talked about having it 12 to 26 feet. Make sure that that's large enough, and that you don't have them too far apart for your work triangle. So let's look at some pictures. So these, I want you to look at the type of kitchen that it is, look at the work triangle, and then does it have adequate storage, lighting, space, things like that, okay? So what type of kitchen is it? Okay, this one you can't see where the refrigerator is. I'm assuming that it's over here. So if we have this one, it would be considered an island kitchen because of the island. Now, if we took the island out, obviously here's the sink, but it would be considered a U-shaped kitchen. So you have your stovetop, your sink over here, and I'm assuming the refrigerator is over here. Okay, look at the amount of lighting here. We have overhead lighting. We have under cabinet lighting, plenty of storage that we have. So this one's a good kitchen. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, what type of kitchen is it? The layout is a U-shaped kitchen. The U-shaped kitchen is the most popular and most efficient kitchen. Work triangle. Okay, look at the lighting. So we have lighting here, we have sconces here, we have overhead lighting here, we have pendants, and we also have can lighting here. So it looks like there's plenty of space for lighting. So this is a well-designed kitchen. Now, I want you to think of, pretend like you're making a recipe, like cookies, okay? You're preparing something. So as you're looking at the next few pictures, I want you to think of, do you have enough counter space to work on? Or are you shuffling things? Maybe you like mix your ingredients, like your cookies. Do you have enough space to put them on the cookie sheet? Things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at these kitchens. Okay, do you have enough space to make cookies in this kitchen? I would say for sure, yes. This is what we call a double island. So this is one of those gourmet kitchens. You have 2 sinks right here. We call these smaller sinks a prep sink, and then eating areas right here. So this working space, you have plenty of lighting for cookies. Yeah, you would have plenty of space here. So good example of a good layout for kitchen. All right, look at this kitchen. Do you have enough space to make cookies in here? Okay, obviously not as much as the first picture, but there's counter space right here. Okay, it's okay. It would be kind of hard to have maybe more than 2 people in this kitchen. This is also considered an L-shaped kitchen. You have your sink, stovetop, and your refrigerator here. And your dine-in or eat-in kitchen here. All right, so this is a one-wall kitchen. So do you have enough room to mix your cookies? Maybe roll out a pie crust, maybe use your cooling racks. Okay, they've done a good job at storing spaces. Okay, you have storage here, storage here, storage here, storage here, but not a lot of counter space. That if you see, you have this counter space and you have this counter space. So definitely efficient, but not a lot of counter space. Okay, let's look at this kitchen. Okay, a little bit more counter space than the other one. Okay, but this one is a small kitchen. It actually is not too bad. But some things, certainly if you had two people in here, it would be a little bit crowded. So this is kind of like one of those one-person kitchens. But still could make cookies in this kitchen. All right, let's take a look at this one. Plenty of counter space, lots of cupboards for storage. This one is an island kitchen. Okay, the work triangle, sink is here, refrigerator here, and your stovetop here. Now, something I want you to look at is, in order for you to get to the refrigerator from the sink, you're gonna have to walk around the island and then come all the way on the other side of the island to get to the refrigerator area. So think of how you're going to get through here. Work triangle is not really that efficient here. But other than that, lots of storage, lots of counter space, and lighting. Okay, so let's take a look at this kitchen. We have pendant lighting.
What's going on? Are you?
We have storage space, cupboards here, plenty of counter space with the island in here. So this one is a good kitchen. Okay, so what do you think about this kitchen? Okay, look at this one, has one of those prep sinks. Okay, with this large island, you have plenty of prep space. This one has your cooktop here, your sink here, and if it hopefully has a refrigerator on this wall, it would be considered a U-shaped kitchen and plenty of workspace here. So a good kitchen layout. Okay, now here's a question for this one. Is this picture? Is this one considered a peninsula kitchen? Why or why not? So this is actually considered a U-shaped kitchen with an island. Because it has your sink on this counter, it is not considered a peninsula, even though it does have this eat-in area. It is part of that work triangle. So this one kind of combines an island, peninsula, U-shaped, but it's really a good, efficient kitchen, lots of storage, plenty of counter space. Okay, look at this one. I want you to look at a few things. Okay, what type of kitchen is it? Traffic patterns, counter space, okay, and lighting. So type of kitchen, this one would be considered a corridor kitchen because you see this opening right here and this opening. So your traffic pattern goes right through the kitchen. The refrigerator is in this wall, stove top, and your sink is right here. So that's a good work triangle. It is also considered a peninsula because it has this small eat-in area right here. Lots of good lighting. It looks like there are under cabinet lights, overhead lights. So this one is a good kitchen. Okay, look at work triangle here. Traffic patterns. You have a traffic pattern to the dining area here. It looks like that it's more of a formal dining area. You can close these off. Here's your cooktop. You can see the sink faucet here. So that sink is actually in this is counter right here, and your refrigerator. So a good work triangle. So this one is a good layout for your kitchen. Okay, I'm just going to show you these photos. Just recognize what type of kitchen it is. Does it has plenty of storage spaces? Maybe you like this type of kitchen. Okay, this one's a little bit more modern. If you like the color green, this one is definitely a good kitchen for you. Okay, this one is a one-wall kitchen with a sink, stove top, and your refrigerator is over here. Okay, maybe this is your style of a kitchen. This one is considered more of like a farmhouse, French country, rustic type of a kitchen. It has a prep sink, so your stovetop, your sink is over here, and I'm not quite sure where the refrigerator is, probably on this wall right here. Maybe you like more clean lines. This is more of a modern, contemporary kitchen. Okay, here's kind of something a little bit different. This one has what we call a banquet area. So the eating area is kind of built into the kitchen, kind of cool and different. Your work triangle, here's your refrigerator, your stovetop, and your sink. Here too. It has a mixture of different types of woods, a little bit different. Okay, here's a little bit more of a modern kitchen, a little bit smaller. Not a ton of overhead storage, but you do have storage in here. Okay, this is definitely a traditional kitchen. Great big island that they have in here. This is a really big kitchen, really large work triangle. Okay, this is what we consider a more transitional kitchen design. You can do some cool architectural details if you notice up here in the ceiling that you can still have some kind of cool things that happen in kitchens besides just kitchen cabinets and appliances. Okay, this is a cool element that they have overhead storage right here. This is more decoration in this kitchen. If you like more retro things, this would be kind of cool. I don't know if the colors change colors in here. That would be neat. Okay, this is a one-wall kitchen. Rustic farmhouse kitchen. A lot of times you'll see built-in pieces of furniture in a kitchen. The island looks like a piece of built-in. Here's like a hutch buffet. A little bit more on the modern take. Okay, one wall. This is actually a refrigerator, stovetop, and sink with an island. And that's all the pictures. So make sure that your packet is filled out with your information that you have on your kitchens, and then complete your kitchen portfolio pages in your e-portfolio. That will be the last slides that you will need to do in your portfolio. So yay, good job. If you make sure you have all of your slides completed so that you can turn that one in. So that is your kitchen.